What was the incident in your high school? We never had a school camp because the last time they held one, 3 students got pregnant. That's some fucking camp. End of senior year, some kid was caught on video having sex with his freshman girlfriend in an abandoned stairwell. Everyone saw the video and talked about it for weeks. I think he was charged with sexual assault and was not able to graduate. Similar incident at my school. Teacher went through a kid's phone and found naked pics of his GF. He was 18 and she was 15. Cops got involved. They made him register as a sex offender. He killed himself 2 years after it. Funny enough, few years later the teacher got busted cause he saved all the pics from the phone. Ours was a sad one. Our boys' basketball team was traveling home from a game in inclement weather. The van caught some slush and lost control into the path of an oncoming tractor trailer. The coach was driving and survived. He lost his wife and 7 students. A very sad tragedy. That's so fucked up. The survivor's guilt and just guilt in general that coach felt is probably unimaginable. Some boys in the saxophone section of marching band made a Christmas card featuring them nude except for Santa hats and their sax covering their sack. They distributed to the whole band, which at our school was a pretty large number of people. School tried to confiscate them for being lewd, but of course they couldn't get them all. Besides, people had camera phones and Facebook. I didn't transfer until after it happened, but I had a classmate who was in the room when it happened. Our 9th grade year, 1989 to 1990, one of the guys in the theater drama class had been threatening suicide and to hurt friends and classmates. She and all her friends went to the teachers and principal, but were told they could do nothing because he had no history and therefore, he had to do something first. He did. Walked in mid-class, took the entire room, including my friend and her friends who had reported his threats, hostage, brandished the gun around repeatedly, then shot one of their mutual friends who was trying to talk him down. Kid lost his ear, but not his life. Thankfully, she was still giving legal depositions 2 years later when I met her, which is how I heard the story. When I was in 11th grade, the big incident was this 10th grader who sent a video to her boyfriend of her fingering herself while playing Bitches Love Sosa, and this video somehow got out into the basketball game between us and our rival school. They started singing blank Love Sosa and shit kicked off. Her boyfriend got thrown out the game. Someone threw a fork, hit some 12-year-old girl and got stuck in her head. Not high school, but I remember in elementary school, we got put on lockdown because someone thought there was a rabid fox on the field. It was a fat orange cat. Mondays. Huh. One of the students ditched high school one day and rode his dirt bike really fast in front of the school, popping a wheelie while the school was still in session. He wiped out and slid and hit his head on a light pole and died right in front of the school across the street. Really sad and super crazy. Damn. Pretty close to mine. Dude popped a wheelie on his crotch rocket holding us across the parking lot before school one morning when a girl backed her car out and he hit it, launching him a solid 30 yards. Hit another car head first and died in the ambulance. The other high school that opened after I graduated had 2 kids murdered by fellow students in 2 separate incidents within a year, and another kid beat a guy to death with a hammer. Must be something in the water on that side of town. At my high school, seniors had to do a senior project. Can be anything really, just plan it out and follow through. A very popular and well-liked senior made an end-of-day announcement that tomorrow morning he'd be in the student parking lot working on it and needs as many other folks there as possible. The next day he drives into the student parking lot, set up a tripod and a camera. A large crowd gathered round. Just about 30 minutes before the first bell, he hit record. Thanks everyone for showing. Then he reached into his car, pulled out a handgun and killed himself before anyone could react. No one knows why. He was a great guy with a bright future. Never know what struggles others are going through. I think about it frequently and take that into consideration to try and be nice to others with random acts of kindness. Senior year, we received our yearbooks the week of graduation, and to our surprise a full-page action shot for men's soccer showcased our player jumping up and lifting one leg to trap and control the ball. Unfortunately, he forgot to wear underwear that game and the tip of his wiener was fully visible sticking out of the bottom of his shorts. Our school had over 4,000 students and we were required to bring our yearbook into security to have the dick sharpied over or we would not be able to walk at graduation. The image of school admins having to sharpie in the same penis 4,000 times is gold. My freshman year some dude stabbed a guy that was bullying his cousin. Made it to the news and everything. We had to pass through metal detectors for the next 2 years. Shit was crazy. Mine was strange. Kid of divorce, so I always left town to hang with pops all summer. One year I left town a couple days before the school year ended because of some family reunion trip. Came back at the end of summer to a bizarre rumored mythology about me. Apparently, unbeknownst to me, I had spent the summer in jail for a violent assault charge as far as everyone in the school was concerned. I was 14 and weighed maybe 80 pounds, but I was the new resident badass at school somehow. Kids are weird. I answered this question a while back, so I'll just copy it here. Had a teacher get involved with several girls in high school. He pretty much had one on each grade. At first it was just rumors. It then shit hit the fan and the principal confirmed what was going on when the guy was fired. He was married and had a small child and was leaving his family for a 15-year-old girl. Months after he got fired, the girl went missing and she was found dead several days later with signs of violence. A day later his body was found in another city about 150 miles away. Someone put a knife through his neck. No one ever knew what really happened, but theories are abundant. My high school had a decade-themed talent show every year. They would do it in our auditorium, which had an orchestra pit underneath part of the stage. Close to the end of the show, a lot of people went out on the stage and started dancing, and the stage collapsed. Only a couple people were hurt, but one of my friends broke his pelvis and had to be in a wheelchair for a while. It must been a slow day for the news because it made all the way to the BBC, and Tosh.0 did a bit on it. My middle school gym teacher, whose name was ironically Mr. Dick, was busted for soliciting sex from a teen.